Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone in between adjacent, welcome back to the Rundown, a 10-minute testing ripoff for Master Duel. Today on the Rundown, we're taking a look at one of my favorite decks to play in both TCG and Master Duel, a deck that combines a previously popular rogue archetype along with a brand new meta monster. So please allow me to introduce to you Dungeon Meshi.
You have got to be kidding me.
That's right, today we're taking a look at Mimighoul Yummy, a deck occasionally referred to as Dungeon Meshi, Delicious in Dungeon, because it combines the flavor of mimics in a dungeon with the Mimighouls along with dessert-themed yummies. This deck is actually pretty popular at the moment. I know a lot of people are really angry when they see it on ranked, mostly because of a card we'll talk about later. But this is really one of my favorite decks to play. I did previously really love the Mimighouls, and I've honestly fallen in love with the Yummy cards since they got added to Master Duel. If you're not familiar with the Mimighouls, they are a deck of level 1 Earth monsters that all have the effect of being able to special summon themselves from the hand to the opponent's board. We're setting up a little treasure chest, if you will, for the opponent to then open, but gives them a negative effect and us a positive effect. This combines really well with Yummies, being 1 to 2 card combos that let us do the full Yummy combo and even end on some extra things from the ghouls themselves. To start off the card by card, we got 3 copies of Mimighoul Dragon. This is the best normal summon in the entire ghoul archetype. When this card is normal summon, you can add a Mimighoul spell trap from your deck to your hand. As well, Dragon has the effect of when it is flipped face up, it destroys all face up monsters the controller of Dragon has on the field except for Mimighouls. We're on 1 copy of Mimighoul Archfiend. When Archfiend is summoned, it can flip face up any monster on the field. As well, when it is flipped face up, the opponent draws a card, and then you, the controller of the card, sends a card from your hand to the graveyard. And we're on 1 copy of Mimighoul Fairy. Fairy, when flipped face up, the controller cannot activate the effects of monster specials from the hand, and Fairy can be special summoned from your hand to your opponent's field face down, or if you control a Mimighoul monster, you can special summon Fairy to your field face up. Following that, we have the Mimighoul spell traps we're playing. We have 3 copies of Mimighoul Maker. Reveal 2 flip monsters with different names from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks 1 for you special summon to their field based on the position, and you add the other to your hand. Then you can special summon 1 Mimighoul monster from your hand. Optimally, we want them to get Dragon and us to get Archfiend, so we can immediately then special the Archfiend to flip the Dragon, and then Dragon comes back to our field, and boom, that's 2 level 1 bodies for full Yummy combo. If they pick Archfiend, then we can just summon Dragon from hand, and then Dragon can search us another Mimighoul spell trap. Our other main target being Mimighoul Dungeon. We're going to want to grab Dungeon. Mimighoul monsters you control that are not normal for summon this turn gain attack equal to their own defense. Any player who controls a face-down monster cannot normal summon monsters nor declare an attack with monsters that are special summoned this turn. And during your main phase, you can add 1 Mimighoul monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So in the case that we get Dragon off of the Mimighoul Maker, we would use Dungeon to then add Fairy, and that lets us extend, because that's 2 bodies, into full Yummy combo once again. And our last Mimighoul card in the main deck is 1 copy of Mimighoul Room. Special summon 1 Mimighoul monster from your hand or deck to your field, or face down defense position to your opponent's field. Then you can change 1 face up monster in the field to face down defense position. So what Room allows us to do is, if we have something like Dungeon up, we can set up the Dungeon lock by summoning a monster to their board. As well, it is a non-targeting Book of Moon effect, meaning if the opponent is doing something like a synchro strategy, we can use this to keep them off of face-up tuners, which is really good. Next up, we have the Yummies. We are on 3 copies of Cupsy Yummy, 2 copies of Cookie Yummy, 2 copies of Lollipop Yummy, and 2 copies of Marshmallow Yummy. The Yummies are pretty self-explanatory at this time. Cupsy adds a Yummy card, Cookie lowers monster's attack, Lollipop shuffles away a card in graveyard, and Marshmallow adds back a spell trap. And onto the Yummy spell traps, we are playing 1 copy of Mignon. We already have a field spell we kind of almost always want on the field in Mimighoul Dungeon, so we're only playing Mignon, not playing the Akroki that most Yummy decks are playing, just because we don't want so many clashy field spells, and it's really bad if we draw these. And we're on 1 copy of Yummy Surprise. Now, on to the non-engine. We're on 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird. We just need that for the format. We need to stop Charmies from drawing too many. We need to stop the opponent from playing the game too much. Unfortunately, we're in a format where if we go second with no interaction, we probably just lose. 2 copies of the court-ordered Max C. 3 copies of Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. This could also be Ash Blossom if you want. I'm kind of banking on just using Droll, Called by, or Crossout to stop the opponent, but if you'd rather have the Ash in main to stop the Max C, go ahead and swap the Bell for that. On 3 copies of Molcharmy Fulos, obviously just really important to stop the opponent from playing, and Fulos is a great card for that. And finally, 1 copy of Nibiru to draw off a Maxi or a Fulos. Then to our non-engine spell traps, we're on 1 copy of 1 for 1. Usually you don't play 1 for 1 in a Yummy deck, but because we would like to summon the ghouls sometimes, or maybe if we have too many ghouls, not enough ways to get to the Yummies because we're stopped, we could use the 1 for 1, pitch a hand trap, and then get going from there. We're on 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent. Yeah, the opponent's pretty much always going to be interacting with us on our turn, but this deck also has the added benefit of if we are able to do the Mimighoul combos, we're able to actually trigger talents on our own, because if we flip up our ghouls on their side of the board, it counts as them activating a monster effect, which is why we're also playing 3 copies of Triple Tactics Thrust. So not only are we able to set whatever normal spell trap we want after resolving the Mimighoul cards. Like I said, we're on the 1 Called by to stop Maxi, we're on the 1 Cross to stop Maxi, and finally, the card we usually want to search with Thrust, going first, 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Storm. Insert boo sound effect here. This card is a problem. This card is a big problem in both TCG and Master Duel at the moment. This card, Featherstorm, is actually not only being played in this version of Yummy, but also some people are teching it in Pure Yummy. I know Joshua Schmidt is also playing this as a one-of in his Pure Yummy deck, because you can make an extra deck card like Ripple Bird, like Fucho, in order to have this turned on. Very problematic card, and I really hope Konami bans it soon. Now onto the extra. We are playing the standard 1 Cup to Yummy Way, add 2, discard 1, 1 Cookie Yummy Way, book up to 2, and 1 Lollipop Yummy Way, summon 2, but they're negated. We're on the Marshmallow Marcher, of course, because we want to be summoning the Herald of the Arclight. Following that, we have 1 copy of Giant Mimighoul. This is how we bridge Yummy combo into Mimighoul combo, because this is a generic rank 1 that adds any Mimighoul card from your deck to your hand when it is XYZ summoned. We have 1 copy of the aforementioned Ripple Bird. This is the card that enables the Harpy's Featherstorm, but Ripple Bird himself actually enables us to flip our ghouls on the opponent's side of the board. We're on 1 copy of Zeus. Zeus doesn't really come up too often in this deck. I know I've used him a bunch, but if you do not wish to run the Zeus, you could put like a Typhon or maybe another Link monster. IP Masquerena is another good tech option for the deck, so you could cut Zeus if you want Masquerena instead. We're on 1 copy of Link Spider. This is how we play through Nibiru. We're on Link Karibo, of course, because we want to link off any of our level 1s. We're on 1 copy of Gravity Control. Usually you'd see this in the Yummy Mitsurugi deck, where you would link off a Herald of Arclight in the EMZ in order to do, full Mitsurugi combo, boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. But what we use it for here is we summon the Giant Mimighoul in the EMZ to link that off to then do full Yummy combo. We have our 2 Snatchy, very important. You always have to max out on Snatchies. We're on 1 Sprite Elf. This just makes the deck so much easier to play. You don't have to worry too hard about screwing up your lines when Sprite Elf can just bring back one of our synchros to start playing again on the opponent's turn. And 1 copy of SP Little Knight. Frequently you'll find yourself ending on the SP Little Knight, mostly because we are missing the IP Masquerena. But Little Knight itself, even if it doesn't have the quick banish from being summoned off SP, it is still a very good card to have. So that's the deck. I'm going to kick you over to some live games, and I'll catch you later. Banger ass, baller ass hand. God, if only I was going first. Society, if I went first. Ew. Branded. Bedge. Get food. Chain-Fi meter or something. All right, he didn't have his dueling skill to add cards to his extra deck. That's so true. So is this actual branded or like Draco Tail? It's either a deck that's going to make me mad or a deck that's going to make me mad. It's branded. Bedge. Branded. Bedge. So are they going to make like a half board? Thank God there's no Fallen the Virtuous in this game. So we don't have to worry about that Titanic-led descent. Oh, okay, yeah. Especially in Quem in the end phase, okay. Special Ecclesia? Huh? We just gonna extra deck lock ourselves? Hold on. If we're extra deck locking ourselves, I'm all for it. I'm on board. They're extra deck locked for the rest of this turn. You are so fucking lucky. You are so lucky I'm not playing Mitsurugi. You are so lucky I'm not playing Mitsurugi. Holy shit. In this hand, we're not gonna need a Link Spider, right? Nah, we're killing them. Fucking Ashion? Wait, what did he send? Albion and Albion. Set 1. I thought we were gonna get, like, Ritualed on, but we're not. What is this setting? Wait a second. Wait a second. Right on time. Okay, I know the plan. Maker. We're about to dragon this guy's fucking ass off. What are you gonna do? Retribution this? They are going to Retribution the Maker. Wow. Wow! They Retribution the Maker. That's so bad. So we can normal dragon, dragon get dungeon, dungeon get another dragon, set dragon to their field. Like, they are... Also, actually, if they remove this dragon from the board, we do lose. Like, if this is like a solemn, we're just dead. It's droplet. I mean, sure, dog. Anyway, Linkaribo. Aren't we glad this guy's legal again? Lalipo. Shuffle into the deck. Sure. Here, you can have this back. We don't need it. Cookie. Let's go Cupsy Yummy Way. Never punished. Never punished. Literally never punished. Cupsy. Marshmallow. Send Marshmallow. Special Cupsy. Cupsy. So we're gonna have to bounce these two and kill these two by battle, I think. Surprise! Let's go Snatchy. We're gonna snatch them. Get the field spell. There it is. Surprise. Bounce. No, we'll do the revive first. What the Joker? 2 interactions. True! Marshmallow. Marshmallow. Surprise. Surprise. Target. 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 Chain them. Chain them if you got them. Snatchy and Marshmallow now become Lollipo Yummy Way. Need 2 open zones for them. There they are. Yep. We'll go 2 of these guys. Let's see. From here, what else can we do? Elf? Elf, bring back... Yeah, that's lethal. So... Cupsy has to attack this one. Nah, and we haven't even done Cookie Pop yet. Do we want to tag out, actually? Since he triggered that, we could tag out, do Cookie Pop? Nah, we win no matter what. Because they only gain attack. Bop. Bop. And it's 37. 33. And Lollipo. Kill him. We beat the shit out of him with the Lollipop. Okay, so we haven't exactly been able to do what the deck is trying to do, aside from just putting yummies on board and beating the shit out of our opponent. So let's try and go first next time. This is an Eldritch deck, isn't it? I'm gonna cry, man. I'm gonna cry. I don't... Dungeon. So you're supposed to, like, end on the dungeon instead of the yummy field spell, but don't. I don't care for ending on dungeon. If that makes sense. I do not care for ending on dungeon. Alright. Dwagon? No response. Okay. Poggers. Maker. I'm gonna make Dragon Archfiend. We finally fucking hit it. Holy shit, they finally hit Dragon. Special summon, yes. Archfiend. Archfiend effect. Flip that dragon. Fucking yummers. Wipe the board. Give me the dragon back. Alright, so we can giant. We're gonna giant for room. Get ourselves Mimighoul room. So we'll have the Book of Moon. And then, is that a non-link monster in EMZ? Let's go ahead and link this guy off for Gravity Controller. And we make the Cupsy Yummy Way. We're not adding anything else. 4K more. Oh, that's very funny. Oops, that's not snatchy. Actually going broke for the fart gotcha. That's so fucking funny. Oh god. Cupsy. No Cupsy effect. We'll just do the Yoink and the Sploink. We'll do Marshmallow Marcher with these guys. Let's get Herald up ASAP. So the crazy thing now is we could, like, bring this guy back and he won't be negated anymore, which is fucking insane. We'll do this. There he is. Surprise. just fucking going for it. Oh, this is one of my favorite songs on right now. $10 about a hit. We need 2 1s for Ripplebird. Bring these guys out. With these guys. Go Ripplebird. Elf, bring back. We'll bring back Cupsy Yummy Way. Ripplebird. I just want to detach Cupsy so he's engrave. Flip. To defense. Finally, there's a lot more I could be doing, but I want to end on this. The instant I win button. Thrust for Featherstorm. So that's what I didn't do this perfectly, but yeah. Go ahead. Hold. Did you just draw a card? Featherstorm? Okay, hold on. Cool, we won. So we're back with Decken. Hey, that was pretty good. Obviously, when you're playing a deck like Yummy, you have to admit that just summoning a bunch of these little guys who get super huge is sometimes all you need when you completely stop the opponent from playing with hand traps and other interactions. But let's go over the pros and the cons. First, the pros. we are kind of floodgate maxing. We are pretty much just floodgate maxing. We're playing Featherstorm. Ribblebird on its own is actually also a floodgate. Dungeon's a floodgate if we give them a Mimighoul or something else face down with the room. With the limits to Yummy, hitting Marshmallow, hitting Herald, hitting Snatchy, and banning Obedience School, the Mimighoul cards actually add a lot more flexibility to the deck by allowing us to do more 1 card to 2 card combos. Also allows us to beat cards like Charmies if they're not fired immediately, protects us from Imperm and other cards that require you to have no cards in your field in order to activate. Of course, also triple tax thrust, just being in the main deck, being able to just find us any of our normal spells or the traps. If the opponent even interacts with us, forget just activating the ghouls. If they interact with us, we have 3 copies of thrust and we have talents. These are some of the most powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever, and we can just drop them whenever. And like I was saying at the start, at the end of the day, we are just playing Yummy, and Yummy's a really good deck. Now the cons. This deck loses harder to max C than other versions of Yummy. Maxi already is a house against Yummy. It's one of the most devastating cards for us to even see. Mandatory, giving the opponent at least 2 draws, 3 draws to even do anything with the deck. And the Ghoul cards just make that even worse because unfortunately they are summons that start a chain, meaning the opponent can just chain Max C to us revealing a Ghoul, and we kind of lose from there. We're forced to give them some with the Ghoul because we can't stop the summon. And then we just find ourselves kind of out of luck as we can't really make much of a board into something like Foolos. We can play a little more liberally, and we are also a little bit weaker to Perulia. Droll is also a big problem overall for Yummy. Because of all the non-engine most Yummy decks play, could end up being awkward hands where we only open cards that need to add or draw in order to get us going. Another issue is the extra deck is much tighter than your average Yummy build. Because we have to play these 2 mandatory XYZ monsters, we are kind of losing out on the flex space. We can't play things like Samsara Sorrowcat to recycle Heralds, or if our Yummy Synchros get stranded in Grave, we can't do that. And some people would honestly say the main deck itself is also a bit too engine heavy. Cards like the Sky Striker engine in Yummy doesn't take up as much space as the Mimighouls. So the total non-engine lineup could also be breaker for you on which Yummy version. But with all that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like the video. I really appreciate any likes, any comments, anything we can get on the video. Anything to, tell you, the YouTube algorithm, you like these videos and you like the content I'm putting out. But also, if you're going to go leave a comment, go ahead, and if there's a Master Duel, if there's a TCG, if there's a Genesis deck you want me to do a rundown on, go ahead and leave that down there. Thank you again so much for watching. Goodbye.